Hello everyone. Who would have thought that I would be getting to make a video to share with you about my own personal weight loss journey. I just got to a place I just never thought that I would be there, that I would ever be able to get the weight off. I literally thought I was forever going to be a heavier person. And I just chucked it up to others in my family that were heavy, my age, my stress. I just didn't look in the mirror as much, whatever. But anyway, I'm here now, and thank you for those who did make the request. And I will be happy to share how this round of losing weight got instigated. It was in last November of 2014, and one of my daughters asked me what happens to her if something happened to me. And that was a very fair question. She does get a lot of support in her life, but I am her primary caregiver. And that would be sad. I wouldn't want her to have to leave her little friends here. And I hope she's quite happy. She certainly seems to be. Anyway, I started thinking, my health is very important and not just for myself. So I asked around and I got a doctor. I found a doctor that I actually like now, and went and just had a checkup. In so doing, I found out that my hormones were way off. My testosterone was quite low. Vitamin D was low. A couple of things were off. And all these things affected mood. All these things affected weight. So I was a little bit relieved. I thought I was just tired a lot because of my work, because of my stress level. I don't know. Needless to say, once I got on thyroid medication, things like that, I just started feeling better. I didn't lose weight, but I definitely had more energy. And then soon after that, I thought, I just was more optimistic, and I thought, I kind of want to live a healthier lifestyle. Well, my fiance, and some of you have asked, I know this is deceiving because I did receive the wedding band. I am very married, by the way, in my heart, but where I live and at the ages of my older kids, if I were to marry right now, they would lose. Texas is considered a community state, and we would have combined incomes even though we do separate finances. And my kids therefore would lose any chance of financial aid, and I don't think that's fair to them. And so fortunately, Barry is quite supportive of that. And so needless to say, we are postponing an actual marriage, a legal marriage, if you will, but in every way are we devoted to one another. And he gifted me the band and said that we're very married, and so whatever, I'm happy. So I don't know. Some of you had asked, but thank you for noticing the ring, and you notice that I'm happy, and thank you. I certainly am. That probably hasn't hurt me either in the whole process of losing weight, but one really cannot wait for somebody else. It has to be an own personal decision. Anyway, okay, so I've gone to the doctor now, and I'm getting my hormones under the way, and I'm feeling better. And so now my fiance, we're going to go see his eldest daughter in Pittsburgh, and I'm all excited, but I really didn't want to go heavy. And I guess I stopped thinking of myself as heavy. I always felt, I didn't feel heavy, but I would, if we went out on a date or something, I'd feel self-conscious, and all of a sudden I felt anxious about going to see her, and I think it was my weight. So I just really wanted to diet. So we set a date on April 1st that we would start eating healthier, and so we did. And so I essentially just went the old-fashioned way and just literally wrote everything down that I ate. And I read up on how much a person could eat in a day and things like that. And I went as low as I said you could that a woman could do in a healthy way, which was 1,200 calories. And so I just stuck with the 1,200 calories, and you quickly learn that you get to eat a lot more if you eat vegetables and you eat fruits. So I implemented a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I can go at another time about more specifically what I ate, but basically it was a lot less eating a lot healthier eating, and I wrote it down, and I was all accountable for what I ate. And some people can call that very rigid, but let me tell you a pattern about myself, why I require being rigid and why I absolutely have to write down everything I eat, and I will if I don't wish to gain the weight back. I can tell you memories I have, and you can quickly surmise what I am as an eater. At 5, I remember going home to my mother crying because I was pushed down and I was bleeding, and she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was given a candy bar, and I just remember eating this candy and just feeling so good. I remember being in college, or being in 8th grade, and learning how to cut calories, losing weight, and feeling really good um, by not eating so much. I remember my sweet mother passing away, and I stopped caring about how I look or being healthy. And in my grief, I just stopped running, and I gained 20 pounds. And if you can't tell, I am an emotional eater. When I had my after I had my first child, I did a Slim Fast diet, lost the weight in 2 weeks. I mean, it came off really fast. Weight came off again after the second child, and it wasn't coming off after the third one. And so I knew I needed help, and I cried all the way to Weight Watchers because I hate admitting I need help. But I went in, and it was the week before Thanksgiving, and I wheeled in my little tiny baby, and I lost 5 pounds that first week. So I successfully lost 50 pounds on Weight Watchers. Once I lost that weight, I thought, I'm good. I don't need the help anymore. I've got this under control. Then my son was diagnosed with diabetes. I mentioned I'm an emotional eater, right? And I'll do the diet that he was going to have to be on, and that wasn't a good idea because as an emotional eater, I gained weight, and I really just somehow wasn't conscious of it, or didn't pay attention to it, or didn't think that it was really happening. I don't really know. But since that time, the weight has stuck, and I guess I was embarrassed that I would continue to be a yo-yo dieter, and that if I lost the weight that I would gain it again. And so it was just easier to stay in that plateau of being heavier. Another issue I had was I absolutely see women of all sizes very beautiful to me. My grandmother was quite heavy, and I loved her figure so much. So I don't know, I don't really see women of a certain figure to be more beautiful than others. So that was probably another lack of motivation. There were all these things. Okay, but the initial time this go around to lose weight was my daughter asking me what would happen to her, and then me getting my hormones underway. Then going to see Barry's daughter, I really wanted to look better, and so that helped. I certainly wasn't at my goal weight, but I had lost maybe like 10 pounds when I went to go see her, and that was a good start. Then another daughter of mine, she was injured. She couldn't run at the time. She could do other forms of exercise, and she was frustrated. And so I joined the class with her at the YMCA, and this class met at 5 in the morning. And now I'm a morning person. That didn't bother me, but it was the insanity class. These people were cut. They were built. They were in incredibly good shape. Both genders, all ages. And if it were by my own merit, I would have been totally intimidated. But I went in very much as a mother hen and really didn't think about it. I was just there for my daughter. But I'm going to tell you, I remember looking up at one moment just being awed by how they were just pushing themselves to the limit. And I thought, this is really cool. I really like this. And after 2 weeks of it, I continued to struggle, believe me. But I was addicted to this class, and ever since then I have gone. I have not missed a class unless I were out of town or something like that. I love love, love this class. So how I have lost the weight, it is just like anybody else will tell you. I have eaten better. The way I have to eat better, because I am an emotional eater, is to be accountable, and it is to write everything down. Now that is rigid and too rigid and unnecessarily rigid for many people, but it is absolutely necessary for me if I want to keep the weight off. Now, I am a highly anxious type of person, and I have found that high intense exercise actually calms me for the rest of the day. It is not just for the health benefits for physical purposes, but it actually calms me. I breathe better. I am just at ease. I handle situations better. My work is better. I am just better. I exercise hard for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that is not necessary for my health. I get that. It's working for me. I do the Insanity class, and I also, because I don't want it to interfere with my family life, and because I'm a morning person, I get up prior to that, and I get up very early. Did I say Insanity class? But insane is the word. I get up insanely early. I get up between 3:30 and 4. Well, okay, I get up at 3:30, and this is Monday through Friday, and I will run, or I'll do the elliptical for 50 minutes to an hour. It just depends on how fast I move. And then I will do the Insanity class. And then once that's over, I come home and clean up and immediately start eating my vegetables. I fill up on that. I'm drinking my water. I try to get going on my water quota, things like that. The whole time I'm recording that in my book. That helps me going quite a bit. And so I can go in another time if you want about my regiment, what I do. I don't know. But needless to say, the high intense exercise has helped me in other ways besides the physicality. So in closing, let me just say, it's just like everything else. It is eating well. It is drinking more water, for sure. And those two are very, very important. I think maybe even more than that is more sleep. And I know when you get up super early, but I'm good to get a little 10-minute nap in. I don't know. I fight to get to bed earlier, things like that. Another thing I do for exercise, by the way, I was on Saturday. There's a group we meet on Saturday mornings, and we go for a long run, and that's very enjoyable. And then Sundays I do take off. I might do something leisurely, but not always. So I do think the sleep is very, very important, more than exercise, actually. Exercise is important, and I think that's important, but I think the eating is more important as far as losing weight. Okay, the exercise helps. It is not necessary to do as much as I'm doing. I just have found a hidden benefit for me and for my personality. But I was also the kid who was very hyperactive, and I was also a distance runner in college, and I just got used to that kind of exercise at one point. I just feel like I'm getting back to myself when I do that high intense workout. So those things all help. And then dealing with stress is also necessary to lose weight. And as I am doing the other 4 things, getting more sleep, drinking more water, eating better, and sleeping more, then I am dealing with stress better, which helps me to continue with all the other things, which helps with the weight. So the healthy weight is a benefit, but my well-being is what I am most pleased with. So there you have it. And I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But you guys are sweet. Take care. Bye.